Yo, what's going on, guys? Just chilling out back again. Kids are playing, having a good time. It's a good day. It's a nice day. It's a beautiful day. Summertime's coming, guys. Absolutely love it. Sell in May, walk away. Is that going to happen? Well, I mean, listen. I know it's the funny thing to say. It's the popular thing to say. Sell in May, walk away. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. I don't think sell in May, walk away is going to happen. Here, what I think is going to happen is, like I said, May, June, July, August, September, potentially October. We're going to see a lot of running to the upside. I think that's our parabolic run right there over those 5, maybe 6 months, right? Um, Now, the point I've been really stressing here, guys, is that we are going to see corrections. I showed you guys the 2021 cycle over the course of the parabolic part of that bull run. We saw 5 corrections ranging from 20%, 22% to 44%, right? So there was 5 of them along the way of about 4 or 5 months, about 5 months, I think, right? Sorry for the shaky camera. So when I tell you that, guys, I'm telling you that because there's going to be those corrections. We might see one in June. We might see a nice run up through May and then a good 20-25% correction in Bitcoin, which means altcoins as well, into June, right? And at that point, that's where the tricky stuff starts to come in, because that's when you need to know how these cycles play out, because there's going to be a lot of content creators out there when you see that first 20-25% correction, that are telling you that the bull run's over, that we topped, sell in May, walk away. They're going to say that stuff, right? Now, this is not a malicious thing on their behalf. This is simply because they don't have experience in a bull run, right? A lot of content creators came out during 2021 and stuff like that, 2022, even later, 2023, and they're talking like they have experience. Most, I would say, probably 80% of content creators out there have never been through a full 4-year cycle before, guys. You have to understand that. A lot of them say that they have, but they have not. You can tell by the things that they say that they haven't, right? And you can tell the ones that have, because they don't tell you things like, sorry, a fly was buzzing. They don't tell you things like the bull run's ending, 8 months before the 4-year cycle ends. Like, you had people back in January telling you that the market peaked in December and that the bull run was over. Anyone who's been around for more than one cycle can tell you that the bull run, from the peak, from the Bitcoin halving to the peak of the bull run, every cycle, there's an average of between 515 and 525 days, right? So anyone that was telling you back in January that December was the top, you could tell right then and there they'd never been through a 4-year cycle before. They've never experienced it, right? Right off the hop, you can tell that. So you have to be careful, because those people are going to come out of the woodwork when we see that 20-25% correction, and they're going to cherry pick some metric, something out there on some chart somewhere, that's going to tell that they're going to use as an indicator to tell you that we're going into a bear market. Not the case, guys. Listen, there are going to be 20 to 25%, 30, 35, 40. Like I said, in the 2021 cycle, in the parabolic part of that run, there were 5 corrections. And I showed you guys ranging between 22% to 44%. Okay? Bull run wasn't over. People got shaken out, though, because they were listening to people that didn't know what they were talking about, right? So don't be shaken out, guys. This is just kind of a heads up on that. When we do see that first correction after a nice parabolic run, people are going to try to shake you out, not maliciously, but ignorantly, if that's a thing. Ignorantly, because they're ignorant to the 4-year cycle. They're ignorant to the way these things play out. The ignorant, right? The ignorant. So be careful. Don't get shaken out with that, guys. And another thing you have to learn, going through this parabolic part of this bull run, how do you take profits from one project and identify other projects that haven't pumped yet, that are good projects to roll that money into, to compound those gains? That's another thing that's going to be hard for you to learn how to do if you've never done it before, right? Because the last thing you want to do is take profits on something. Let's say your layer ones pop off, you take profits, The last thing you want to do is roll those profits into something that's a dud or a dead coin or something that's not going to have a run, right? You want to learn how to identify the next solid play you're going to put that profit into, right? How do you do that? You get educated, right? So, and you can get educated over in our Patreon community. We teach you everything. We teach you how to understand tokenomics. We teach you how to understand token unlocks and when they're relevant and when they're not relevant. We teach you how to research projects, the teams, what the teams have done before, all that stuff, right? You want to know that stuff. What's their utility? And that's another factor that you guys have to take into consideration. There's a lot of content creators out there talking about good projects. Don't get me wrong, talking about good projects, but they're talking about fundamentals and they're shoving utility down your throat like it's left, right, and center. Like XRP content creators are really, really bad for that, right? They'll tell you banks, all the banks are going to use XRP, so XRP is going to, $100, $1,000, $1,000,000, $1 billion, right? Here's the thing, guys. Utility is extremely important. It is, right, for finding good projects. However, you also have to find a balance because we are not in a utility-driven market. I don't care what anybody tells you, right? We are simply not. Utility does not drive price action in altcoins right now. It hasn't since day one of crypto, not yet. Will we be in a utility-driven asset class someday? Of course we will. Not now, though. We're not in one right now. We are in a speculative, community-based, sentiment-based asset class, right? That's what decides where the liquidity is going to flow next. The sentiment in the market. That's it. Speculation, right? I see people saying, strong utility plays are not going to drop in a bear market. They're going to stay up. Like, again, I love XRP, but it's just content creators. They tell you XRP is not going to drop 90% this bull run. It's not going to, right? It's because banks are going to use it and XRP Ledger and RLUSD and, so liquidity. So that means that XRP is not going into a bear market. Horse crap, guys. XRP is going into a bear market just like everything else. Understand something. There's a lot of fear in the financial markets moving forward in 2026 and 2027. The word recession is still being thrown around like Tic Tacs, okay? So smart money, all money, liquidity flows out of risk on assets when bear markets kick in. Stock markets still have bear markets and bull markets, right? Guys, these altcoins, yes, at one point we will reach a utility-driven market, but it's not right now. And we are going to have bear markets. Do not allow content creators to wreck you by telling you to hold on to something longer than you should, because it's not going to go into. You know how often I get people asking me, especially XRP, hey Rob, do you think that because XRP Ledger is going to be adopted and banks are going to use XRP or whatever the thing is that they're saying, do you think that means that XRP maybe won't fall into a bear market? Or Jasmy? People say the same thing about Jasmy. Hey Rob, do you think that because Jasmy's products are going to be launched in Q2 for them, so Q3 for us, does that mean that Jasmy won't go into a bear market? No, it does not mean that at all. Not at all. Liquidity is going to leave this market, guys. Do not be fooled and tricked into holding on to your altcoins longer than you should. You're going to end up holding your stuff for 4 more years if you do, right? The biggest channels out there, I'm not going to go firing off names, but if you've been around for a while, you know exactly who I'm talking about. In the last bull run, they were telling you, don't sell your Cardano. It's going to $10. Cardano went to $3.85 and then crashed into a bear market, okay? All the biggest channels were telling you these things. Oh, there's not going to be a bear market. Bitcoin's another one. You see the biggest channels out there right now are telling you because spot ETFs and stuff like that, Bitcoin's not going to go down into a bear market. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, guys. Okay. Now, listen, if you don't think that there's going to be a bear market for whatever your bias altcoin or Bitcoin, whatever it is, then what I would say to you is, okay, maybe hold some. I wouldn't recommend holding all of it though. unless you are fully prepared and willing to hold for 4 more years. I would not recommend that, guys. Maybe hold a moon bag to see what happens. Not financial advice. You do you, boo-boo. But I'm telling you right now, I don't risk that stuff, man. I don't fall for that stuff. Right? 4-year cycle has been the one thing in crypto that has always been consistent from day one. It is consistent every time. And last bull run, they were saying, oh, because of that event that shut the world down for 2 years, because of that, it's going to be a super cycle in 2026. And I've told you guys this stuff before. You had all the biggest content creators telling you super cycle this and super cycle that and no bear market this, hopium. Well, you know what they were doing when they were telling you that? They were selling and taking profits while you were holding your bags, right? Don't fall for it, guys. Be careful out there. This is a warning video. I want you guys to be careful. I want you to make sure you're being realistic and you're taking your profits. You're paying yourself, right? I can't give you financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is warn you about the past, what has happened in the last cycle, and how to avoid it, right? That's it. You got to make your own decision. If you're going to hold through 2026 and see if we go into a bear market or not, that's fine, but understand the risks involved, right? And you got to know how to roll profits into other projects. Guys, if you want to learn how to roll profits into other projects, how to identify what projects are still going to run really well after you take your profits, come on over to the Patreon community, guys. We'll get you set up. We'll help you out. We do lives over there, group Zoom calls every day. You can hop in, you can ask your questions, you can get the guidance and the help that you need to figure out where to put those profits, when you should be DCAing, when you should be taking profits, and so much more, guys. We're live over there every single day. And if you need more private, one-on-one personalized touch, come on over, book a one-on-one coaching call. They're free as a Patreon member. So book your one-on-ones and we can talk one-on-one. We can help you out, get a second opinion on your portfolio, or whatever the case might be. Whatever questions you need answered, you can get those answers over on our Patreon, guys. The live chat is also buzzing 24/7, guys. There's thousands of members over there. Somebody's always chatting over there. All the latest news and updates is always breaking over there as well. Everyone's always discussing it. If you hear something that might be causing you some fear, you can hop into the chats over there and see what everybody else thinks about it and stuff, right? It's really, really handy, guys. So come on over. We drop educational content, microcap gem videos. We've helped 30 people since January hit 7-figure portfolios, guys, and we're looking to keep that streak alive. So come on over. Let's make you the next one. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Shout out to our channel sponsor, Decent Self-Custody Wallet. Not your keys, not your coins. Get yourselves ones today, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.